It's that time again. You know why you're here. It's time for Sunday school with Miss Wesley. Yeah. Hi guys. I'm so glad you could join us today, or whenever you are joining us. We're going to be continuing our wonderful theme with heroes, which are female heroes, and these are going to be female heroes in the Bible. So, if you want to follow, and we have an awesome project, so we'll be getting to that later. But if you want to do this lesson, you want to follow along, do your own studying, you can find this lesson in 2 Samuel, the 20th chapter, from the 15th verse to the 22nd verse. And if it kind of, if you study it out, it kind of tells you why this was happening, why this guy was going after this guy, and whatnot. But so we're going to do the story here, and it starts out with this guy Sheba, and he is running from this guy named Joab. And the reason why he's running is he did evil, or not evil. He did wrong to David and to the king. And so this guy was a criminal. And Joab was after him. And along with Joab came a posse of people from different tribes. And the reason why they were kind of chasing this guy, and they came to this city called Abel. And Sheba had taken refuge in the city, and they were kind of harboring this criminal. So Joab and his men was after Sheba, and they came to the city and they started besieging it. With the intention of either taking the city so they can get this one guy, or the city was going, or they could give them Sheba. So they were about ready to do this, and a wise woman called, the Bible doesn't give her name, but this wise woman called out from the wall down to Joab and said, "Hear me. I am looking for Joab." If you read the Bible, it's not good. Go. I'm paraphrasing, but she was looking for Joab. And he says, "I am here." She says, "So this is Joab?" "Yes." She says, "Why are you besieging our kingdom, our city? I am favorable to the Israelites. I am a mother of Israel. Why are you besieging us?" So he told her about, he was looking for this man who did an unspeakable thing to the king and to David. And he had no intention, he had no desire to take out this city. All he wanted was Sheba. So the woman called back down to him and said, "I will take care of the problem." So she went back into the back into the city, rallied the people that were favorable. And they found Sheba, killed him, beheaded him, and threw his head over the wall. Proof that he was dead. And when Joab received this message, he turned and left. There's a very interesting correlation in this story. And it's a very good lesson if you want to put it into works in your own life, or in your house, or in your churches. And that is confronting the problem. We often want to see our problems and complain about them and not do anything about them. And sometimes it takes a wise mother to come to us and say, hey, this is a problem. You need to take care of it. I know when mom comes to you, the one thing you want to do is say, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. And then along comes God, besieging our lives, and we're wondering, what's wrong here, God? God, it's just, it's okay. And all we had to do in the first place was eliminate the problem. And take out what is causing the hurt or the sin, or, well, majorly the sin. And it's easy for it to just start building up in our lives. It's like we sweep it under the rug, and eventually we start stumbling over it. We keep sweeping it under the rug, and eventually we trip over it and we fall. And again, that wise mother comes along, picks us back up, and says it's time to clean up the mess. The city had a mess because of one man. And it took a wise mother. And sometimes, it gets a little gruesome. We have to do things that we don't want to do. But in the long term, our lives are better for it. And we are free because we did what we needed to do. We confronted the problem. We confronted our sin, and we took it out. Now, I don't condone violence in any way. But this metaphor is a very good illustration of what we need to do. This story is a very good story of what we need to do in our own lives, in our own churches. Sin comes into our own churches sometimes, and we build it up, and we don't confront what's going on, and eventually it will poison our churches. And God will, like he says, remove the candlestick. We gotta fix the problem. We can't just ignore it. We gotta confront the problem. This lesson is a little bit more conservative than I thought. Conservative, what's the word? A little harsher than I would like. But it's a very important message that we should get into our heads, that we do not have to have the sin in our lives. We can get rid of it. And wise mothers out there, you can stand against it. Just because your kids don't hear you at the time doesn't mean they're not going to break you. Stand and stand therein. And eventually, they're going to come to you and ask you for help. Even if you don't have kids and you're a strong person in the church and they know who you are and you have kids coming to you all the time, stand and stand therein, and eventually they're going to come to you and ask you for help. You got to be ready for that. Nothing as good as a good mother. Alright. Now we're going to do our project. And I said this was going to be fun. And it is going to be fun. Your kids are going to get... If you do this with kids, they're going to have a blast. And you are going to have a blast. Trust me. Okay. What you need is ping pong. And this little contraption here. You need a big spoon, a rubber band, and then you need a bottle. Now make sure you get a thicker bottle because this is a catapult. You're going to need a little bit more leverage. And then you want to, see, you need the leverage. And the last thing you're going to need, now, you don't have to do it as big and as elaborate as I do. I go a little too far sometimes. But you're going to need a wall. Alright. And if you plan everything just right, this will work. Alright. Now, if you really want to get fun, you can put a little face on your ball. Okay? Alright, and then you put the ball in your catapult. Okay? Alright. I think my calibration's a little off. Hold on. Alright. Ready? That was a little bit much. Okay. Don't want to do it that rough, but you get the picture. I promise you, your kids or whoever will have fun with this. You can do more than one. You can do as many as you desire. You can even just use a regular ping pong table. Net. Don't go too far. Okay. I hope you guys have had a good time in this lesson. I hope you learned something. If you wish to follow me, you can follow me on YouTube, or you can follow me on Instagram. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get back on Twitter, but we'll see. And you can follow me both at Instagram and Twitter at the same name. It is elated to, the number 2, be alive. And that is the word be, not just a B. Okay. Next week, we're not going to be doing learning something about, something as gruesome. We're going to be learning about, praying for a son. So, because this woman did what she needed to do, she saved her city. And you guys can do the same. Whether it's your life, your church, whatever. You can do the same. Stand strong and stand therein. Because a good mother is always important in this life. Or a good father. And this world needs more good parents. I love you guys. God loves you. And I hope you know that no matter where you are in this life, you are loved. And there is nothing you can do about it. Goodbye.